What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Guys, be completely honest. If Eyelid debuted in China under a Chinese company or in Korea under SM, for example, do you think Bang would be okay with it, or do you think he would be pretty quick to accuse them of copying the same concept, choreography, visual style, experimental sounds? I don't know him, but I feel like he'd probably have a problem with them. We're gonna get into this mess that is Hybe right now because I learned a lot recently and I'm pretty worried. It's falling apart without our boys. So we're gonna get into that, but before we do, if you want even more story times and more content that I can't put on YouTube because it will likely get demonetized, lots of steamy hookups from the club to love motels, DVD bongs, those sorts of things. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then I think you'll really enjoy my Patreon. I just uploaded another video there. Here's a little preview.
Do you know what he said to me? He said, "I'm very pretty," and he asked if I could sit on his face. ... There's like a million dots here. He said it's a fantasy of his to have a girl with a big butt sit on his face. Koreans are freaky as f. Y'all don't let these sweet, soft faces fool you. I didn't know until I asked about condoms, and he said, "We don't need it because I'm just riding."
Also on Patreon, I decided to do a boyfriend face reveal pic. I figured it's better to start off small. You know, on Instagram I have like 19,000 followers. Here's over 100,000. Patreon is about 300, so baby steps. He's really grateful to the compliment so far. You guys have been really nice to him, so thank you for that. But seriously guys, thank you so much for joining Patreon. It is so nice to finally have a place to put the content that I can't put on YouTube. Right, so today's video is about how I am very disappointed with Hybe these days. I love humble beginnings. I love the underdog. That was part of the appeal to me with BTS, Bang, big hit. You know, they were a very underdog, underrated. Nobody expected them to do what they're doing now, and that was a part of the appeal. But ever since BTS took over the K-pop world and Bang got a little bit of money, he's been kind of being reckless. I think they're trying to do too much too fast, and their greed will be their downfall. Do you guys remember back in the day when they only had Home, BTS, and Glam? That's retro. I remember when Text debuted and it was like a big deal because they're like, oh my god, a second boy group? Now they come out every few months and it's not a big deal anymore. By the way, when I say Bang, I mean Bang Shi-hyuk. I just say Bang. It's simple. We all know who he is. Not only is there a problem with growing too fast and being kind of greedy, but you know, there's also been a long-standing history with him not really liking women, or working with them I should say, because yeah, for a long time he refused to have any female trainees, any female idols, artists, anything like that. And it all started with one member of Glam. I'm still to this day surprised that many people didn't really talk about that or have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. It's public knowledge that he did not want to have female trainees, artists, idols, whatever under his company. But I mean, like, boys don't ever get in trouble, they never have scandals, never, ever. Huh, I didn't know that. But yeah, Glam was the first ever K-pop girl group under Big Hit, and I'm pretty sure they were the first group because Home was like a duo. But yeah, for those who don't know, on September 2nd, 2014, the actor Lee Byung-hun accused two women of blackmailing him by using a compromising video as leverage. Glam member Dahi and model Lee Ji-yeon were later identified as the women involved and were charged with blackmailing the actor for 5 billion won. On January 15, 2015, the Seoul District Court sentenced Dahi to 1 year in prison. On March 26, 2015, the Seoul District Court, under Lee Byung-hun's request, gave Dahi a 2-year suspended sentence instead of 1 year in prison, but she was just one member of the group. I'm not gonna lie, I legitimately think that Bang does not like women. I mean, look at how they're attacking the Ador CEO. It's gotten to the point where foreign fans don't like her. They're on his side. They're totally on Bang's side. But when you ask Korean citizens and Korean viewers, they're a bit closer to the situation. They know what's going on, and they're on her side. They defend NewJeans, they defend Min Hee-jin, and judge him harshly for what he's been doing. Even the parents of NewJeans finally has something to say publicly. We, as the parents of legal guardians Kim Min-ji, Hani Pham, Kang Hae-rim, Danielle Marsh, and Lee Hye-in of NewJeans Group submitted the following statement to Ador CEO. We would like to express our deep concern about the controversy aroused by the numerous similarities in concept, photos, videos, clips, etc., style, choreography, etc. between NewJeans and a group that debuted under another Hybe label, hereinafter referred to as 000. Now, they're not explicitly saying Eyelid, but they're talking about Eyelid. So when you hear 000, it's Eyelid. These similarities are apparently the result of intentional imitation on the part of Hybe/B-Lift Lab. It's hard to deny the intentionality of these actions, as evidenced by the concept photo, series styling, music video direction, choreography, and in-house produced content. I'll link the full article down below if you want to read it. I don't want to read the whole thing because they have a lot to say, but basically the parents side with NewJeans, they side with the CEO of Ador, and they have a lot to say about the similarities between NewJeans and Islet. I do think it is also worth noting that the CEO of Ador, she's the only female CEO at the company under Hybe. NewJeans blew up and they were absolutely successful. They are one of the biggest groups right now. She brought them to the table. Do you guys remember how sudden the NewJeans debut seemed? These girls came at us very mysteriously on YouTube. People were so curious about the individual members. There was, oh, look at Danielle. Oh, look at Hyein. Oh, look at Hybe. Like, it was so much intrigue about it because it was so low-key and unannounced. Unfortunately, there was a reason behind that. The CEO of Ador did the best she could with what she was given because Islet just debuted in March and they were given 150 billion won. NewJeans, when they debuted, they were only given 16 billion won.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
And a lot of people are calling them out for this. Korea's internet is united in this front. They totally agree with Ador, CEO, NewJeans. They're on their side. But foreign fans who are protective of BTS see an attack on Bang as an attack on them as well. They're different and it's clear. It's clear Hybe tried to do too much, too fast, trying to dominate in Korea, expand in Japan, the US, South America, etc. And it's all starting to fall apart because it's just too much. Did you know they only have 4 groups making money right now under Hybe? Of course it's BTS, it's also Text, 17, and NewJeans. These 4 groups are the reason 2023 was a profitable year for Hybe. So because there's so much speculation about how they've all been managed up to this point, people are looking into other allegations, other patterns, and investigating him and his company as a whole. Although G-Friend was acquired, LE SSERAFIM was technically the first girl group he debuted after Glam. And I was really sad and scared and worried, especially when Garam left almost immediately because of the bullying scandal. The first time he finally said, okay, girls are allowed, and now a bullying scandal. Even though she said she bullied the bully, and it seems to be a lot of people who are on her side, but what's done is done. They can't undo it and bring her back, so she's no longer in the group. So when NewJeans came out and were successful and scandal-free, I was shook and so happy, and I love their music and their style and their sound so much. Cool With You, Super Shy, ASAP, Get Up needs to be a full song. I'm just gonna say that now. OMG, Ditto, Attention, Cookie. I find them amazing and so talented, and I didn't expect to like a new generation girl group, especially one who's so young. I'm 31. So it's really frustrating that when we fast forward to 2024, we see what's happening to them now, and it's not at all their fault. They did nothing wrong. They have new music about to drop, and with all this going on, now there's talks of putting them on a hiatus. I'm gonna say this now, and it may be an unpopular opinion, especially outside of Korea, but I do think Islet seems a little too much like NewJeans. And I'm not talking about the choreo because that could be the choreographer's fault. By the way, whoever is giving choreo to Islet, they were caught stealing a girl called Kelly Sweeney's choreography, and they end up having to credit her later because they flat out took it like step by step and didn't credit her. But think about it visually. 5 young pale girls with long dark hair and a catchy experimental hook with bubbly choreo. That's NewJeans, dog. I'm sorry. I feel like it's your responsibility to keep groups different, unique, and diverse to appeal to more people, not siphon from the same fan base and plagiarize yourself. I saw that someone says Islet has a lofty, bubbly, soft sound, while NewJeans has a Y2K grunge fairycore look, and I do see that, but there are many photos and screen grabs from performances, and I find it really hard to tell them apart. And Super Shy was a lofty, bubbly, soft sound. I feel like if Islet sang Super Shy, no one would know the difference because they would think it was NewJeans. Hybe is an umbrella company with Big Hit, Pledis, Ador, B-Lift Lab, Cause Entertainment, and more. So it's a lot to manage and it's bound to get messy, which it now has. And we all know how vocal Ador CEO has been about them copying NewJeans' look and style and aesthetic. But now we're starting to see that this feud is causing the stocks and Hybe to drop. She's been accused of trying to take them and run, and could you really blame her? Shareholders are trying to decide if she should be expelled. She's been accused of trying to take NewJeans to be independent and use them as leverage. Hybe is protective and defensive of Islet because Bang himself produced their album. I just feel like don't debut a new group if you don't have a style, a look, and a sound ready for that new group. Don't plagiarize your own artist because we the fans notice. Even LE SSERAFIM have gotten backlash for their live vocal performance. And Min Hee-jin said that Bang rushed their debut because he told her that NewJeans would be the first girl group to debut. Even though they both came out in 2022, LE SSERAFIM did debut first. And after getting vocal backlash after the Coachella performance, a lot of people think they're not ready to be these types of performers just yet. Another unpopular opinion, I'm not one to really criticize someone's live vocals. Like, I know it's really hard to sing and dance at the same time, so I can't be like, that was awful, because I know I damn sure couldn't do any better. But I think it's best to take your time and make sure your artists are ready instead of rushing to debut them so you can make more money. Ador is one of the only financially successful subsidies at Hybe, and he's trying to get rid of her, and what do you think he plans to do with NewJeans? There's been talk of NewJeans going on hiatus for what, a year and 9 months? Does he plan to shelve them like he did with other acquired old groups so he can focus on Islet, aka NewJeans 2.0? I think he didn't expect NewJeans to be so successful, especially with so few resources and without his direct involvement. I think he resents Ador's CEO for the fact that NewJeans blew up so much, so fast, with so little resources and without his input. And the fact that she's a woman probably doesn't help her in his eyes. Seriously, he's never had an unproblematic girl group debut at his label. Not saying that the girls are problematic, but something always happens. There was the Glam scandal. G-Friend and Fromis 9 are suffering right. Well, G-Friend disbanded. Fromis 9, I think they're about to disband too. No one's heard from them in a while. As soon as LE SSERAFIM debuts, a girl had to get kicked out because of bullying accusations. NewJeans, yay, unproblematic, but then this dispute over their rights and their property and their likeness and plagiarism, and Islet is connected to that same scandal. Bang's character also comes into question when he does things like text Min Hee-jin saying, "You can crush Esper, right?" And I thought Winter's dad had like a really cute response. He said, "I'll crush anyone for my baby girl." I mean, I get the spirit of competing with other companies and other groups, but crush? Starting to sound like an MMA fight, except instead of Esper versus NewJeans, now it's Islet versus NewJeans. And they're both under your company. I also find it interesting how many of the groups that Hybe has acquired end up neglected or disbanding. G-Friend, Fromis 9, Newest, and literally 17 right now. G-Friend didn't even know they were disbanding until it happened. People have been waiting for a Fromis 9 comeback, and right now people are boycotting 17 because they aren't properly promoted. Hybe is dumping out merch and grossly overcharging for their current album. Many fans felt that the high price of 204,900 won, approximately 140 euros, so that's probably like $142 US, of 17's latest album release is excessive, leading to strong criticism. A topic titled "The Price of the Deluxe Edition of 17's Album," which was very poorly received by fans, was indeed published on May 7th on a Kakao online community. The topic notably focused on the fact that 17 is releasing a deluxe version of its latest album, One Is Right Here, which includes a photo book, a sticker, a complete set of photo cards, as well as key rings. Here's some of the comments and how people feel about these price gouges. I really can't stand Hybe. Apart from the key ring, everything is made of paper, so it costs more than a concert. Ugh. Is it normal that it's more expensive than a concert ticket? Hybe is trying to get its money back after its shares fell because of Min Hee-jin. That is food for thought. After the arrival of 17, there was a lot of commercialization. The design was outdated. It seems like they are exploiting the fans too much. After the controversy intensified, 17's agency Pledis released a statement explaining the price change and claiming that the old price was just a mistake. Pledis notably declared on the 7th, regarding the price labeling error of 17 Is Right Here deluxe version, which went on sale today at 11 a.m., we would like to inform you that this album was originally planned as an edition, limited edition, with a special configuration to commemorate the release of 17's best album. The preparation of the album resulted in a change in its composition and the price in order to allow more fans to enjoy it. However, the agency added operational errors resulted in the intended initial price being incorrectly communicated to distributors as well as the final price, resulting in an incorrect price labeling on the sales page. We were unable to announce the price error earlier because the discussions with distributors about the price changes and refund procedures took time. So, a long way to say they pissed off a lot of fans. A lot of people see Hybe as a cash grab where they prioritize profit over quality, hence dumbing out a lot of groups with similar music, concepts, choreo, etc. People also aren't a fan of the people they work with. Scooter Braun, Swifties know him and the famous dispute he had with Taylor Swift, and he's not very popular because of it. Also Bobby Chung, who was found guilty of SA in illegal filming but was acquitted on an appeals trial. The Seoul Western District Court overturned the lower court's decision of 1 year in prison, finding him guilty of SA and fining him 3 million won, or about $2,300 US. The Seoul Western District Court said that the evidence was insufficient to judge. The judge said it was insufficient evidence to come to the conclusion that he filmed her without her knowing and did anything to her that crossed the line. Also, back in 2019, he was accused by his ex-girlfriend, who was a K-pop trainee, of SA and illegal filming in July of 2019. She died by unaliving herself in April of 2020. At the trial, again, it was deemed to be insufficient evidence to the charges. It sounds like history repeating itself if you ask me, but these are the people that Hybe apparently has working with him. When you start off as a humble, small company, then have unimaginable success in one group like BTS, and you finally have the means and the finances to expand, it doesn't mean you should grab everything and anybody because you can. That comes with more risks and more responsibilities. There's a reason Hybe's reputation is tanking right now. BTS is gone for military, and so much chaos and mismanagement lives rent-free in the headlines these days. Isn't it interesting how RM's album drop was announced amid so much chaos? They had to sprinkle some good news and press in with all the bad to get people distracted and excited about something again. Stocks have been down, and with one of their big four moneymakers being potentially shelved or potentially leaving with Min Hee-jin, things don't look too good for them right now. I think in general there's a fatigue. These K-pop companies launch idols and groups several a year, and these artists release album after album, constant comebacks, and it's oversaturated. I feel like the model they follow in K-pop is deeply flawed. They rush these debuts for profit. Instead of focusing on the long-term success of their artists, they rush out new ones and neglect the older ones as they get older. What I think is going on right now with the whole NewJeans versus Islet thing, I think, personally, just my opinion, I think that CEO Bang saw the success of NewJeans, saw that they didn't take much to just blow up the way they did, the resources they had, the limited promotions they had, and they blew up to be in this top girl group, and they are one of Hybe's big four right now. And I think because he had nothing to do with that, he didn't mentor them or he didn't produce the album, he was very hands-off with them. I think he saw their success and said, I'm gonna do the same thing, but with this group, with my group, Islet, and have my name on it. And part of the problem, in my opinion, is when these idols are just constantly rushed out. NewJeans just debuted in 2022. They're still a very young group, and they're already being pushed back for a group that just debuted in March. It's a very short-term goal model, and make no mistakes, it is not just Hybe doing this. SM is famous for doing this, oh my god, where they prioritize the new groups and the old people need to beg for, like, can I release some music please? I've been here for a decade. I have fans, they're waiting for more. Compared to the US, for example, and I only compare it to the US because I don't really know much else, I am American. An artist will release an album every few years or maybe one a year and slowly release new singles from that album. In the world of K-pop, they have constant mini albums and constantly focus on new comebacks, and it's not very good for long term. It's really unfortunate because at the end of the day, I think the downfall of Hybe is greed. I really wanted to believe that Hybe would be different and Big Hit was different and all that, because it's not like this is anything new. We've seen it with SM, we've seen it with YG, we've seen it with JYP, we've seen it with Starship, we see it with every major big company over there. Not even just in Korea, but this channel's about Korea and K-pop, so that's why I'm specifying Korea. But again, going back to those humble roots and humble beginnings of Big Hit, Bang, and BTS, I really wanted them to be different, but it doesn't seem like they're any different. They went around the world acquiring new subsidies and sub-labels, trying to branch out as much as they could, and now it's just too much to manage, and they're actually losing a lot of money. He saw the success of NewJeans. He saw that that wasn't his group. He didn't produce their album. He didn't have a lot to do with them taking off the way they did. They were only given 16 billion won to make it happen. Islet was given 150 billion. And a lot of people say that they have like that B-lift privilege. They were just invited to Fashion Week before they even debuted. Like, they've been given a lot of things that NewJeans weren't. So on top of all that, to be given their concept and their style and their sound and their visuals, to see, in my opinion, with such blatant copyrights, just this copying what worked with NewJeans, I think he wanted to have this with Islet because it's his. He's responsible for this. It's more money for him, and he was hands-on with Islet. I just feel like it's unfortunate to see. NewJeans is one of my I like LE SSERAFIM too. I know people don't like them for their vocals and all that, but I like LE SSERAFIM. I like NewJeans a lot. They're probably my favorite girl group right now. So it's really sad to see such young girls going through such judgment, scrutiny, turmoil, uncertainty in their careers. And that goes for Islet too. I mean, I've only heard Magnetic. I like it, you know, it's cute, but I feel like I don't need that because I already have NewJeans. So I'm not an expert on this at all. I've just been reading a lot while I've been sick for the past few days, and I just wanted to talk about this. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Islet is their own thing? Do you think that NewJeans is copying? Do you think that Bang is doing too much? Do you think the Ador CEO is being paranoid? I would really love to know where you guys fall on this, because from a lot of the articles I read, it seems like more foreigners are on Bang's side and more Koreans are on Ador's side. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!